Hello. I want to give you just a quick overview of what my blended and online learning interface or learning management system looks like, as well as the activities that I've designed for the first 2 weeks. Initially, when I had designed some of these things you're going to see in this video, I was thinking they were activities I would be doing the first 3 weeks, but with the announcement of a hybrid schedule just a couple of days ago, I've had to modify those plans. So just want to give you a quick tour of Canvas and some of the tools that we have available to us, as well as the design of my learning activities for what will right now be a blended learning environment. I mentioned earlier in the blog post the template that was designed for all teachers so that we have a uniform look, so students can click on the course info to get information about the class. So that's pretty cool. We also have pages that they can visit for help, our school website, and information on something special that we do called Soar and Push, and I won't go into that right now, but as you can see, it's a clean layout, which is nice. What's going to be helpful, I think, for most students though, is the daily lessons. So they click here and then they will go to the day that they are working on. So right now, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday are the same lessons face-to-face. Because not all students will have a Chromebook the first week, I'm being pretty gentle as far as my expectations for what they should be doing at home on the Learn From Home days. And then they will all be in the building on Fridays for now. So for the first 2 days, on Monday and Tuesday, the 24th and 25th, we are going to start with a vocabulary activity on social distancing. And if you have not looked at vocabulary lately, it is really super awesome. So social distancing is obviously a timely and important topic as we come back to school. So I feel like this will be a learning experience that is thoughtful and has context and relevance for my students. So we'll be doing a little bit of work with the video. They'll be working independently on some activities with vocabulary, although if they have their Chromebook, they could actually do these activities online within the vocabulary platform. But again, planning for those who don't, so we have hard copies. And then we will end with everyone up, in which everybody gets to share out something that they've learned in class on that day or that they are thinking about. So that will be Monday and Tuesday. And then going to the 26th and 27th, Wednesday and Thursday of the first week, we will wrap up that activity and do some extension kind of work, and then we will be moving forward into another activity. So this is roughly a 2-day kind of lesson for the students. And again, you can see that we have the same common kind of look, and this is the lesson plan template that we are expected to use. On Friday the 28th, we're going to shift gears just a little bit, but still kind of thinking about COVID and its impact in the real world, and also just dipping students' toes a little bit into some content with informational text. We're going to be learning about the impact of the lockdown earlier this year on animal wildlife. Most middle schoolers love science, especially all things biology. So we will start with a video from the Today Show about how animals were kind of reverting back to some of their wild behaviors during the lockdown earlier this year. And then we're going to start with a modified read aloud of a News ELA article. And I will actually start the read aloud, but then students will get to finish reading independently. We're then going to do some collaborative work, and this is a strategy that I actually learned from my principal in an after-school professional development session last year. It's very much kind of in the family of something you might do if you've read Smokey Daniels' content area strategy books, And this is one that I really like, and I like that there's choice built in, but students also get to collaborate a little bit, and then they'll end with a virtual ticket out the door. So we'll do that. Again, assuming there are no interruptions or things that I don't anticipate happening. Let me just show you, because I accidentally closed Canvas, but we use something called LaunchPoint as a portal. This automatically comes up when students log into their Chromebooks, and then you can see they can go into their courses. Moving ahead to week 2, on August 31st and Tuesday, September 1st, we're actually going to start our digital routines and Canvas playlist, and I'm super excited about this because I did playlists for the first time last year, and it was the best first week of school ever. So I have digitized it and modified it, but we're going to have to, kind of do it in chunks. So again, here's my lesson and resources to get them started on the first 3 days. But basically what they're going to do is they're going to start with a Canvas activity, and let me actually put this into preview mode, or publish mode, so that you can see what it will look like to the students. So they're actually going to begin with something pretty easy, prior knowledge about Canvas. So they will complete that survey first, and that's through their Hallco Google account. Then they are going to do a Canvas lesson scavenger hunt. So they're going to open up the lesson from the 24th, and then they're going to again do another Google form to answer some questions about the lesson components. And while that might seem maybe not the most exciting activity, we want to make sure that students understand how to navigate and read that lesson, because many of you probably had the same experience, that students struggled with that skill earlier this spring, so we want to practice that. And then their final task for that day is a discussion board activity in Canvas. And so again, they're going to be logged in to LaunchPoint, so everything will open automatically for them. But I love to have them write off images. Again, there's lots of experts who have wonderful strategies for this kind of activity, but basically we're going to do some think and write, and this is going to give them an opportunity to practice responding in the discussion board in Canvas. So we will be doing that. If they do not finish in class, then they can complete that task at home on the following Learn at Home day. So that will be Monday and Tuesday. Their other at-home activity on their Learn at Home day, because again, we're still alternating that second week, is that they will do a digital check-in with Flipgrid. Then, and again, I seem to keep closing Canvas, so I apologize. We will, on that Wednesday and Thursday, move ahead a little bit more with the digital routines, because again, I think it's super important that we get these skills nailed down, especially early in the year, in case we do have to shift to all virtual. So on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to start with a Pear Deck warm-up activity. I have not used Pear Deck in the past, but I'm excited to integrate it into my class this year. They are then going to work on task 4 and 5. So they're going to practice taking a quiz in Canvas, and then a little bit more sophisticated task. They are going to get a hard copy of a one-pager template to tell me about themselves, and then they will actually practice uploading that into Canvas. So let me pull that up. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong view. So they will go in, and then the instructions to help them do that and practice uploading a hard copy of something will be a Canvas assignment. And again, that's going to be an important skill for them to be able to do. So that's going to really be the focal point on that Wednesday and Thursday. And then they have some work at home, finish up tasks to do, including something kind of fun where they get to preview a book that's going to be one of our first Friday chapter read alouds that will start a little bit later in September. And then finally, on that Friday, September 4th, before we have a long Labor Day weekend, which I'm sure we will all be ready for at that point, because again, lots of changes in what school is going to look and feel like. and that, is obviously physically tiring for kids at the beginning of the year, but, there's going to be a lot of emotional, I think, taxation of us, both students and teachers, so we'll be ready for that break. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. On Friday the 4th, we're going to watch a short book talk, and we're going to learn about some of the cool new features in Flipgrid, and they're actually going to be doing a little bit more sophisticated task in Flipgrid. So the first Flipgrid task was just kind of a basic, get into it, but this is going to actually be completing a Flipgrid assignment that's embedded in Canvas. And then they're going to come and do a check-in with me, and then they will move on to digital task 7, and that is finding and reading feedback that I will give them on a Canvas assignment, which will be that one-pager. So I'll be giving typed and multimedia feedback, and they're going to read and listen to that feedback and then complete that survey. Because again, we just assume that students know what to do or how to access that feedback, but again, many of us discovered that students don't always know what to do with that, how to get it, or how to act on it. So that's where we'll be. When we come back from Labor Day, and hopefully our class roles will be settled, we'll be doing the final task, and then we're going to be shifting into a different playlist that's going to be more back to school and kind of getting to know you sorts of things. And normally I would never wait that late to do that kind of activity, but I really want the class roles to be settled before I commit to doing that. So I hope I have not rambled too badly, but there's just a lot going on right now, and like many of you, I am super stressed and anxious, and trying to plan sometimes feels really difficult because it's a moving target. On the positive note, though, I feel like everything that I have planned can easily shift to all online if we need to do that. So I hope this video is helpful. This is just a glimpse of what it looks like in my corner of the world. I know there are many different approaches right now to school, some which have been thoughtfully planned, others unfortunately which are reactive because of poor planning. But hopefully you're in a learning space where your district is being proactive. But I'm super excited about blended learning, and if we need to go to online learning, I'm fully confident that that can be a great and positive experience for my students. So if you have any questions, drop a comment in the blog, and I'm glad to answer those. Thank you for taking time to watch my video.